well and carry it over with the firm belief that the students in my classroom should leave each day better than when they came in. As a teacher, I love my students. They are my why each day as I plan learning and life opportunities for their growth.
I think the thing about Ms. Bryan that has been so impressive to me is how she is dedicated to so many things at one time. And no matter how many balls she's juggling at once, she is always 100% dedicated to each one of them.
Teaching history is what I do. But the why I do it, the notion of launching students into our fragile democratic society who are prepared and equipped to engage in and strengthen that society, well, that's why I do it. I am really prioritizing having moments of genuine connection with my students, doing everything I can to keep them engaged in remote learning. Teaching positions me in a place where history can help meet a great need in the world. I feel like there is a great need for citizens who can critically engage and evaluate information, citizens who can take informed action, and citizens who can act with greater empathy because they have better understood the experiences of people who are different than they are.
Eugenia Floyd is committed to instructional improvement, instructional excellence, and equity for all students.
Talk to me more. Tell me more.
Another social issue would be education.
Yes, education. Absolutely. We want to make sure that when we are building curriculum, when we're putting a poster up on the walls, that we are putting our students first. All of our students. As a teacher, I'm looking forward to the bright future that's ahead of us after COVID-19. COVID-19, although it has been devastating and challenging, has been an opportunity for us to grow. Social emotional learning has been a major contributor to the connections and the growth that my students have accomplished. Students have found a variety of ways to show me their understanding. We use the chat, we use Flipgrid, we use a variety of platforms in order for students to have the opportunity to communicate with me. Going forward, I hope that we will continue to reach out for tools to reach every child.
All right. And if you are joining us for the first time, good morning. And if you have been with us, thank you for staying and waiting. We will start at 9 o'clock with our message, our motivational message from Ms. Eugenia Floyd. I am Rhonda Holmes. I'm just going to go through again how you can access our session information for today. Things kind of changed with from day one with this live streaming on YouTube. I like to say that we broke the internet with day one of the Beginning Teacher Summit. So we do what educators do, and we're flexible. So when you visit the virtual NCBT Summit site, you'll see the agenda here as you scroll down. When you get to the agenda, only day 2 is present. You can look under, you see your time, of course, your session information, and then under the session links, you will see where you can link and join the WebEx meetings for the appropriate time. The breakout sessions is no longer linked to our YouTube live video because that does not exist at this point. However, you can look down at the bottom of the agenda and click on these links to access the session descriptions and videos. In order to make it bigger and more accessible to you, please click the little gray area box at the top right of the agenda window, and it will open up to a full spreadsheet. In this full spreadsheet, you again can go to the tabs to see the session title, the focus or key topic, and as a reminder from yesterday, we do have it hyperlinked here so that you can actually see what each one of these acronyms stand for, because you know educators, we love acronyms. Our presenter name or presenter's name, and then you have your session description. If the presenter has provided a session resource or multiple resources, we have hyperlinked those behind the information for the session description. And last but not least, Once you have picked a session of your choice after 9:15 or within the breakout session times, please click on the session title in order to access the video. These video links are changed. They're not on YouTube. Again, I said we broke the internet. We really did, because they're not YouTube links anymore. These are the links that the presenters actually submitted when they did their recording. So we're excited about you being able to still access everything. Make sure you utilize the website as well as at the end of the day, we do have our summit survey information provided at the bottom of the site. So when you scroll down, you'll be able to take the summit survey for day 1 if you haven't already. And then later on at the end of the day, we will make live the summit survey for day 2. All right, thank you all so much.
Ms. Eugene?
I believe that all students can learn. Not only do I want to make sure I teach my students material that can connect to the world around us, but I also want them to be able to use what they have learned in order to make themselves and the world a better place. These are the words from our 2021 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year, Miss Eugenia Floyd. Miss Eugenia Floyd has been teaching fourth grade for 8 years in the Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools District. A 2005 graduate of East Chapel Hill High School in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Miss Floyd is a product of the school system in which she teaches. She obtained her Bachelor of Arts degree in history from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Following graduation, she became a teacher assistant at Morris Grove Elementary School within the Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools District. Her time assisting in the classroom played a great role in her making the decision to obtain her teaching license. She completed her K-6 teacher certification at North Carolina Central University in 2013. That same year, Ms. Floyd began her career as a 4th grade classroom teacher at Mary Scroggs Elementary School. Since the start of her career, Ms. Floyd's personal experiences in school have played a pivotal role in her teaching philosophy. She truly believes that every student can learn, and having high expectations of her students is vital to their academic growth. Ms. Floyd's teaching philosophy and high expectations are evident in her student data and within her classroom atmosphere. Ms. Floyd doesn't just expect her students to grow, but she also has this expectation for herself. When the Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools partnered with Elon University to assist a cohort of teachers in earning a gifted certification, Ms. Floyd jumped at the opportunity to grow in her craft. After obtaining her certification from the program, she continued on to graduate with a master's degree in gifted education in 2020 from Elon. This same year, Ms. Floyd was named the Mary Scroggs Elementary Teacher of the Year, the Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools Teacher of the Year, the Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Central Region Teacher of the Year, and has recently been named the 2021 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year. Ms. Floyd is excited to begin her long sabbatical from her classroom to advocate and to support both the students and the teachers of North Carolina.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations to all of the beginning teachers that have chosen to be part of a profession that is a cornerstone to all other professions. I'm truly excited to be in your virtual presence. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm pleased and honored to be the 2021 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Teacher of the Year. Many of you participating in this wonderful summit put together by DPI are entering either your first, second, or third year of teaching. I can tell you now that those first 3 years teaching for me were ones that I can remember more clearly than others, both for some good reasons and some bad. So today I want to give you just a bit of advice from my own experiences. Advice number one, get excited. This was a term that my cheerleading coach used to shout at games, practices, and even competitions. This was her way of letting us know she wanted us to increase our energy in every way. She wanted us to make our smiles bigger, our emotions more sharp, and have a great time doing it all. My advice to you today is to get excited. You are now working in a career where you get the privilege to motivate, support, and have a pretty large influence on children. Your energy will set the tone daily in your classroom. Your teaching moves will impact student understanding and engagement. And your ability to show students the fun of learning can be critical to their feelings about learning in general. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all of that to make you feel any pressure or nervous about being a teacher. And if you do feel that, don't worry. I felt it too. It goes away, which gets me to my next piece of advice. Number two, mistakes will be made. You are in no way a superhuman Marvel or DC character. Even Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus would say, oopsie, every once in a while. Unlike Miss Frizzle, you are human. Our humanity is what our students need to see. Yesterday, I heard Maureen Silver, the 2020 North Carolina Teacher of the Year, discuss a lesson and experiment she was conducting with her students that wasn't quite going the way she had planned. And I love that she shared this because it assured me that the many mistakes I've made, especially during virtual learning, were okay. And because if the 2020 North Carolina Teacher of the Year and national finalist had some setbacks during lessons, then I'm in the right business. Making mistakes is so wonderful because just like Miss Stover, you can turn those setbacks into something even more special for your children. You are letting them know that mistakes happen and things don't work out as you plan, even if you spent hours planning them. Besides, we should be telling kids exactly that. We should be allowing them to make mistakes and teaching them how to bounce back from them. And last time I checked, perseverance and resilience is something we want kids to have too. They are not only necessary to meet many academic standards, but are necessary life skills. And the other part of this is for you to make sure you give yourself the same grace you give kids. As far as I know, you are not bionic. So make sure you show your kids you are human too, capable of making mistakes and persistent and resilient enough to correct them. My next piece of advice doesn't need much elaboration. So can I be real a second for just a millisecond? Let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second? Sorry, I love Hamilton. Here's the advice. Number three, you don't work for anyone else but children. The needs of your students will always be the driving force of every instructional and social emotional move you make in your classroom. And I'm going to virtually drop the mic on number three. Advice number four, teaching is your craft. Grow in it. I just finished my 8th year of teaching, and I was recently announced the North Carolina Teacher of the Year. And I promise you this, I don't know everything, and I will never pretend to. I do know my kids. I have some tools in my toolbox to support them, but I'm always open and ready to learn more. Even when I was announced the 2021 North Central Region Teacher of the Year, my first thought was, my professional learning network is growing. I get to collaborate and plan with 8 other teachers that stretch across the state. Oh, and the prize is cool too, but I get to work with dynamic teachers. I wonder if they can help me with this reading tool and maybe help me with this virtual thing I'm trying to try. I promise you all, these were my thoughts. Ask my mom. Growing in your craft is going to do nothing but grow your students. And this is the whole reason we do what we do. We want kids to learn and grow. My fifth and last piece of advice that I have for beginning teachers is probably the most vital one in your success as an educator. And it comes in 2 parts. Number 5, take care of yourself and use your tools. My first 3 years teaching, I had an amazing mentor. My mentor teacher had been teaching for many years before I arrived in my school building and taught me all about this 5th piece of advice. She retired from teaching a week ago today, and it is my hope that I honor her by spreading what she taught me to all of you. Taking care of yourself is vital for you and your students. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of the students that you impact daily. So, what does taking care of yourself look like? Taking care of yourself means you know when to put the work away. My mom had to help me with this one as well, and she brought it back to the old school street lights. Like when the street lights come on, that means it's time to go inside from playing. For me, that meant when the street lights come on, I've been in the school building far too long. My mentor agreed and also reminded me to trust the fact that I know my kids and that whatever I'm trying to do so late at night is not more important than the work that occurs when the kids are right in front of me. This also looks like you making sure you give time to your other passions outside of this work. For me, the time spent with my family and friends is everything. In fact, I haven't written a personal narrative yet for my 4th graders that doesn't include my niece and nephews. Because I take that time to care for myself, the authentic work I do for my kids shows up every day. And the last part of number 5 was to use your tools. Your tools are your resources. Your mentors are a resource. This summit is a resource. Your administrators, counselors, school social workers, school psychologists, and every person that works in a school building are a resource for you. One of the most important resources is the people you meet with and work with daily, your professional learning community. I have read a few articles about me becoming the 2021 North Carolina Teacher of the Year. And what I want people to understand fully is that the units, lessons, and initiatives that have been shared as accomplishments or innovative teaching were supported through discussion and collaboration with my 4th grade teammates at Mary Scroggs Elementary School. For me, the 4th grade teachers at Scroggs Elementary School are the 2021 North Carolina Teachers of the Year. But I truly have learned so much from all of the people in the building because I knew I didn't know everything. And some of the things that my students need were out of my scope. So I rely and I depend on others in order to give students the support they need. I made sure I was always open to the thoughts and ideas of others to support students. And I know you will be too. So as you continue this wonderful summit, I hope I've left you with some advice to support you as you support the students of North Carolina. Thank you all for your time and have a wonderful 2021 Beginning Teacher Summit Day.
Wow, thank you, Eugene. You have me motivated and ready to join the summit myself. And I'm a 30-year veteran, making me feel like I'm going to learn as much as those beginning teachers. So thank you so much for those amazing and inspiring words. I do want to share one other recognition that happened yesterday to Miss Eugenia Floyd. The mayor of Carrboro, North Carolina, declared June the 16th, 2021, as Eugenia Floyd Day in appreciation of the dedicated service that you provide to students. So congratulations to you. Everyone is not fortunate enough to have a day named after them in their city. So that speaks volumes for the respect and the love that your community has for you. So we are so excited, and congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. For those of you that are on, please remember the information that Rhonda Holmes shared with you on how to navigate through our summit today. You will select your sessions throughout the day from our catalog, and we hope that you will join us again at 11:45 this morning for the beginning teacher of the, I'm sorry, for the live discussion on current issues and topics during the Lunch and Learn, and that will once again be at 11:45. Please know that the link for the summit page has been dropped in the chat. If you are not sure how to get around, please grab that link so that you're able to navigate properly and get to your correct sessions. Thank you so much and have a wonderful time in the sessions.